Last month, the Betting on Bristol slogan took a major turn after a second group announced plans for a proposed casino.
The Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians announced an agreement with Pinnacle developer Steve Johnson to build and operate a casino in Washington County, Virginia. The development would be located off Interstate 81, less than 2 miles away from a separate proposed casino. Kaylin Cluck went on a tour of that site as developer Steve Johnson shared his vision for the competing project.
Steve Johnson says he's had big expansion plans for the Virginia side of the Pinnacle in mind for years. We took a ride around his site as he made the case for why his casino would be best for the entire region.
This is the most extraordinary development opportunity in the entire state of Virginia.
Driving around his 350 acres of undeveloped land, Pinnacle developer Steve Johnson pictures a project estimated to bring in $300 million in direct annual economic impact.
Over here would be the amphitheater. Over here by the interstate's the casino site, golf entertainment venue over here, hotel water park out near Gate City Highway.
Johnson and the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians say total project construction is a $500 million investment on their part.
The Eastern Band of the Cherokees are bringing $250 million of their money for the hotel, resort, casino. The other $250 million is on me.
Anyone in this area, they're not going to see their taxpayer money go towards this.
Not one red cent.
Johnson said they'd also fund a $15 million road extension to connect Bass Pro Shop with Gate City Highway. Once construction for the full project is complete, 3,300 jobs would be created. But Johnson says all this hinges on the casino coming as the main draw of the development.
The Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians own the Aboriginal territory as the anchor to pull in the amphitheater, the golf venue, the hotel water park.
And all the additional things you're planning to build. If this casino does not happen here, all that other
goes away.
And Bristol, this area, it's unlikely to get all that anywhere else.
Impossible.
But if the current version of casino legislation gets passed, a Pinnacle casino also simply isn't possible. Gaming legislation, now on the table in the Virginia General Assembly, would allow only 5 economically distressed localities to be able to open casinos. Bristol is one of them, a major advantage for Johnson's competitors, the developers of the proposed Hard Rock Casino at the former Bristol Mall. The proposed Pinnacle Casino would be in Washington County, outside Bristol city limits. So, for the Pinnacle site to even be possible, the current legislation would need to be amended to allow for a competitive bidding process that would open the door to jurisdictions beyond the current 5.
And all we're asking is that the state write the policy to allow competition so that any and all projects across the whole state are reviewed and vetted.
A study by the Joint Legislative Audit and Review Commission also recommends Virginia use a competitive selection process. The study says this would maximize the financial and economic value of casino licenses and minimize risks to the state, localities, and public.
Those that don't want competition, you got to ask, well, why is that?
Johnson advocates for a revenue-sharing policy to benefit Bristol.
So at some point, somebody's got to do the math. The size and scope of this project and the potential for revenue share, in this case from Washington County back to Bristol, Virginia, could be more significant than vice versa. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and our ask to the General Assembly is just to simply get it right. Open this up to be a competitive process, as it should be, so that at the end of the day, the state of Virginia has the best result, and specifically this region has the best result.
Gaming legislation did advance out of the House and Senate yesterday. It's still a waiting game to see if the bill will be amended to include a competitive bidding process. Josh?